Await no longer. Greatness has arrived. Welcome to the Trophy Room, a PlayStation podcast made by the players for the players, where me and my good friend Kyle talk about the latest and greatest in PlayStation each and every Thursday. So with that said, Kyle, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing great. How are you doing, Joe? I heard you were a little under the weather.
Man, was I a little under the weather?
Yeah.
I am. Yeah, no, that's why I forgot to mention that you're the greatest co-host whoever is, whoever
It's fine.
was, ever will be.
You don't have to.
Well, it's true, though. So, yeah, no, I've been really sick. I know I don't sound it because I practically have shaken it off, just like Taylor Swift says. So, like, that's what I was just doing. I was listening to Tay-Tay all week, and I shook off the sickness. Of which I was down with, and yeah, I'm good.
You saying you shook off the sickness?
Yeah.
I imagined a Disturbed Down with the Sickness Taylor Swift crossover.
Yeah. So yeah, no, I'm not feeling that great. So you might hear a couple of coughs, but today, man, we got some news. We're going to talk about Dreamz.
Oh, the amount of times I've been on here sick, you're allowed.
That's true.
That's
true. Well, we're going to talk about Dreamz. We're going to talk about The Witcher. We're going to talk about we're going to talk about Insomniac. We're going to talk about all the games this week. But before we do that, Kyle, what have you been playing this week?
So I had some free time, and I had that last week. I mentioned like I wasn't in the mood to play anything, and how that's okay. And I was getting that itch to hop back in. So I hopped back into Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
I don't know how to describe it. It's a beautiful game.
Sure.
It's more of the same, but it's starting to feel a little bit like a chore to me to play.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking I might put that down, especially because Assassin's Creed Odyssey is out this week.
Yep.
And I want to pick that up because I've heard amazing things about that game. And so I might just put that on the back burner and come back to it, much like I did Rise of the Tomb Raider, which sucks because like I appreciate the beauty of the game and I love the Tomb Raider style of games, the Uncharted Tomb Raider style of games, but it's just not clicking right now.
I feel like I'm constantly running around. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, I feel like I'm trying to like constantly running around and pressing like the Tomb Raider sense button, like where you can highlight things.
Yeah.
So like I'm constantly pressing that so I don't miss anything. It's just I don't know. That's just how I play. I don't want to miss anything. So I might put that on the back burner. Then other than that, I've been playing some NBA 2K.
Okay.
It's fun. It's a good basketball game.
Did you get the latest one with the LeBron James?
Of course I did.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
Boy. Is the microtransactions as bad as what everybody says it is?
It's not as bad as last year. Last year was atrocious.
Yeah.
They actually made a really funny joke in this year's version where in 2K18's version last year, you would have to pay every time you wanted a haircut or a change of a hairstyle in the coins. You go to this one, and the barber in this version's game says, oh, that last guy that used to run this shop, he used to charge you insane amount of money. So whenever you want to change it up, come up to me and I'll hook you up for free. Like, that's actually in the game.
It's like in-game lore now.
Absolutely. So, like, it's there if you want it. And I could see how people can get frustrated if they're not progressing as fast as they want. Yeah. So if you want to go that route, fine. But it's totally optional. You don't need
feel
to
like you're tempted at all, or
I mean, I am tempted just a little bit, but not enough to drop $20 for some in-game currency to buy a cool shirt that doesn't really affect your stats or anything.
Yeah.
So I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I mean, for me, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, I literally only played tops 2 or 3 hours of it, and it did not hook me whatsoever. I didn't see the appeal what some people were saying about this game at all. And it sucks because I really did enjoy Rise and what I played of the original Tomb Raider. So what I think we're going to do is we're going to let this one... I traded it in because Amazon gave it to me for free for some reason, for those of you just listening. And so I made money off of it, off of a stupid Amazon mistake, so whatever. But yeah, I'll try it again when it's in the bargain bin, unfortunately. I can't root behind this Laura. She's just unrelatable to me. She's kind of a bitch. And I get it. Listen, snowflakes, calm down when I say that, because the first two games, I can relate to her. She's the underdog. She's learning. She's new at this, right? And, you know, you're kind of rooting behind that underdog. With this Lara, she's just like a killer, heartless, all about herself, all about, you know, it's all about her.
She's like full on killer Marine, the top of the line assassin at some point.
Yeah, so to me, I'm just like nah, I'm gonna pass on it for now. You know, Season 6 opened up in Fortnite. Yes, put the tally on, Robbie Bobby Miller, okay? Put the tally on. Because today I soloed squads, so there you go. Sorry, I'm just real good. I'm proficient. And yeah, played some more Hollow Knight, but been really busy with school, and I'm kind of hunkering down. I was actually debating on picking up Assassin's Creed Odyssey. The O's, man.
Yeah, Origins and Odyssey back-to-back years. It's kind of tough.
Come on. Like, call it like Iliad or something.
I bet you there's going to be a lot of parents come holiday season that buy Origins by mistake.
Oh, God, yes. Yeah, they'll be like, well, it's the same thing. We'll see. So I was debating it instead, and I gotta give this console a shout out sometimes, right? We talk about the Vita 2 all the time.
Oh, I think I know where you're going with.
I dusted off the Xbox.
Yeah.
Of course it had an update. Of fucking course. Of course it didn't download Forza like I asked it to. Of course. Of course it didn't want to connect wirelessly to my Wi-Fi, and I had to hook it up to a LAN because I paid $500 for a system that barely functions. Thanks a lot, Microsoft. But then I played Forza, and I fucking love this game. Dude, like, we're going to talk about it in the show here because there's a really great question about that in Gran Turismo. And I got to tell you, dude, Sony really ought to take notes because this game is something really beautiful. I'm not a racing guy, but I was playing it for hours last night and just, like, not feeling like a piece of crap when I got into third or fourth place. Like, feeling like I'm just having fun. And that's what this game's all about. So I like it. I dig it. I even dusted off my Xbox for it. And that horrible controller. I'm only kidding. It's good. Sean Capri, calm down. So with that, let's get into the news. And I'm going to be honest with you. This news this week, I'm liking it right now.
Yeah. It's a good variety of news stories.
Yeah. And so our first news story is that the new November Game Informer cover has been revealed. Game Informer, the past year, I feel like, when it comes to their cover stories and their exclusive stories, whether it's like their Spider-Man story, where wasn't it in Spider-Man that they revealed the release date for Spider-Man, if I'm not mistaken?
I believe they showed off a lot of gameplay. Right. I'm sure I think the date was already known, but yeah, I'm not sure though.
They also did the Anthem exclusive story. They've done a lot, and with that, also Days Gone, which I found was super informative. Check out their Days Gone coverage because it's really fantastic, and it really goes to show that this is not just, you know, a Last of Us clone or just even your regular zombie game.
Anyone who has any hangups on Days Gone, if you have not read that article or watched their coverage on their YouTube channel, go check it out because it's something that really, I was already hyped for it. It really bolstered that hype. And
that's where we come here with Dreamz, Media Molecules game that's been worked on since like since the PlayStation 4 has been announced. Yeah, right?
It was on stage with the little wand controllers when they're moving puppets.
And here we are, yet again. We're here talking about Dreamz. We've talked about when this game's going to release, if it's this year. This cover is interesting because they actually made the cover of Dreamz in the game. They actually showed you them making the cover for Game Informer in the game. They actually took a picture. That's what they used here. And this will be their November news story. For me, my question to you, before we get into Dreamz and all that jazz, is Game Informer still relevant? Like, after all these years, why do you think that's the case? Is it just because it comes with a GameStop, subscription? What is that all about?
I think that definitely has something to do with it. It has the install base, for lack of a better word, of where people who actually want to know about all this info and all the news about these upcoming games. So I think they really push to make it more worthwhile. And let's just, like you were saying, talk about this year when it comes to PlayStation. I think this is the 4th PlayStation exclusive cover of the year. Spidey, God of War, Days Gone, now Dreams.
That's true. That's
a quarter of the year.
That's math for you.
That is math for you. For PlayStation exclusive covers, which is awesome. It goes to show you that PlayStation has a lot of really cool IP and original IP that has hype behind it, and I know I'm super excited to read whatever they have on it.
Because right now we only see the cover for it now. So what do you think they're going to divulge in this article? Because we can only speculate at this point. Yeah. Do you think we're going to get a release date or at least a beta of what Dreamz is? What do you think they're going to kind of outline for this game in this cover?
I think a lot of it is going to be a lot of the creation stuff, because I think that's what they're really pushing hard. I don't think they'll touch on like the single player already made up stories that are packed in with it.
Right.
Because I feel like that's not what the game's about. The same thing like Little Big Planet. It was, create this stuff and go play it and share it. And I think it's going to be like creation tools, how you can download other users' created content, stuff like that. And I think it's good timing because the Paris Games Week is at the end of November.
That's very true.
And Media Molecule is based in Europe. Is it
Great Old
France?
Britain?
Is it Britain or France?
No, they're Britain. They're British.
Okay. So like I think that we might get a release date at Paris Games Week.
Yeah, that's where you're gonna see it.
I think so.
Where is this game gonna fall then? Because we thought end of 2018 we're getting something. This game has to come out. So when are you thinking this game's gonna come out?
Whew. This could be the April-May big game for PlayStation next year.
You think?
You got Days Gone in February. And then I think you do April-May because God of War was April, correct?
God of War was April 20th. Yeah, 4/20.
And then Detroit was end of May.
Yes.
So I think they need like another exclusive game in that window. I think this makes sense.
Yeah.
When I think of Dreamz, I mean, this is a weird comparison, but I think of springtime.
I think you're going to get a beta. I truly think that what this article is going to show is that they're going to announce a beta somewhere in this piece that's coming out later this year. And when I'm talking later, I'm talking December. And I think they're going to divulge more info at Paris Games Week. And that's when they're like, the beta's available right now. My question, though, because I feel like, we got really excited a few months back when we were talking about this game, because you can make any game you want in this. I can't even call it a game. It's more like a dev kit almost.
Absolutely.
Of a title.
Have you seen it like with your own eyes, not from a screen, like in person?
No, I have not.
So I saw it at PSX and what they did on stage and how easy and fluid it was, and they created this world in no time. And I don't know if you've like messed around with Little Big Planet and its creation stuff.
A little bit. I'm not
like it was good.
Idiot, Kyle.
Yeah. It was good, but it wasn't fluid. Yeah. Like the menus were kind of like cumbersome to me. So the way they are showing off Dreamz and how easy it is, I'm like I'm not a super creative person myself, but I want to dive in and see what I can make.
And that's what I think is that this is Sony's, Mario Maker. That's what I really think that this game is for. People who are interested in making a game, but you're not a developer, right? You're into making something, you want to make something, but you don't know how to use something like the Unreal Engine or what it takes to make a game. And I think when it comes to Mario Maker, there are still levels being made to this day, excellent levels being made to this day. People who understand Mario, people who love it, who are passionate. There's a huge community behind that game. And to see people express their creativity is something I really want to see. My question, though, is this game has been in development for God knows how long at this point. Is how does this game make money?
That's a good question.
Does this game come out? Is it a $59.99 game? Is it a $40 game? Is it a $20? Is it free? What?
Yeah.
How are they going to make their money back on this investment? Because it does seem like, though this is a really great idea, it just seems like a really great idea. Like, it's not a Spider-Man, it's not a God of War, it's not even a Days Gone, where this is like, this is the reason. Like, I came into GameStop today. Someone bought a PlayStation for Spider-Man. I don't see people buying a PlayStation for Dreamz.
Yeah.
So where do you think this game falls under? How do you think? Yeah, I guess, you know what? Where does this game fall under?
Yeah, I'm not sure what they would sell it
like,
as.
What's Sony's mission for this game, I guess?
I think it shows that Sony has a wide array of kind of games that they have in their repertoire.
Yeah.
I think it shows that, we're not all, and I hate this argument from people who point at Sony games, like, we don't always have third-person action over-the-shoulder type shooting games.
Right.
Like, there's more to PlayStation, and there's a lot of creativity being happening with Media Molecule in general. Like, Sackboy is like a PlayStation mascot icon.
Yeah.
So, like, they know what they're doing, and it just shows gamers, like, we have different experiences that you can experience on PlayStation. And I don't know how much Media Molecule is going to charge for this, but I think you were asking, like, how do they make their money? I think once people get their hands on it, I think you just keep adding different types of tools and assets that you can buy and create this cool stuff.
Yeah, I think that's where this game's going to make their money. I think at the end of the day, Dreamz is going to be kind of like how Unity is with Steam, and kind of like how with Unreal Engine with their assets. It's, hey, listen, we have these assets. There's an Uncharted pack, or there's a Horizon pack, or a God of War pack, or these themed packs are just things that they've created. And here's your Uncharted pack for $5. Here's like a different set of foliage for $2. Like, these little sets of just cosmetics that you could put in your game to make it feel or look different. I really think what would be really cool is that you could put out your... Now, me saying it doesn't make much sense, but you putting out your game and going, here, I want to sell this. Put it on the marketplace. Here is a developer pack. Here's a community pack. Here's like a free level of this game, and here's the full experience, or something to that extent. I think it's, as I'm saying it, I sound like a dumb idiot. Blame my sickness, but I really do think it's with the assets that they'll sell later on down the line, and I think it's through the creativity of the community where this game's going to strive. It also needs to be VR. I think we said that.
Yeah,
a lot. But with that, Kyle, I got a question for you. I'm going to scroll on down here to Astro... Where is it? Astrobot.
Oh, yeah.
This comes from Push Square. Astrobot is a VR game that is, from what I've heard, awesome. Like, this is on another level. Over here at Push Square, they call it the Super Mario of VR, which is an incredible title to give it, because Super Mario created the platform Mascot. They created the 2D, side scroller. They perfected it, is what I should say. Again, blame the sickness. With that, first off, Kyle, are you interested in Astrobot?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah? Because this came out, I actually think it's already come out. Are you interested in getting it? Are you going to get it, though?
Oh, I'm going to get it eventually.
Yeah.
It's one of those, when you buy VR, your headset, you can download the Playroom stuff for free. And there's like a level where you control Astrobot, and it's like a platformer thing. That's the first thing I've ever done in VR, and I was blown away by it.
Yeah.
The way you platform, and you could look around objects to find hidden stuff, and like, that hooked me. And I always wanted more than just that one level. So the fact that they're making a whole game with this Astrobot is... And seeing how, I think on Metacritic, it's at a 90 or something.
It's at a 90, yeah.
Which is insane. And that makes me so so more excited to get into it. Like,
It also
I'm
gives
ready.
you faith in VR again, right?
Yeah.
I'm actually like I sold my VR headset. I get it. I'm a loser. I made a mistake because now I'm actually going like this. Actually, maybe I want to try this game out, but now I can't. But I have a small room anyway. But nonetheless, this article goes into how Astrobot is the mascot for the PlayStation 4 era, or at least asking is Astrobot the mascot for the PlayStation 4 era? Because Astrobot has been a little mini game, has been in Playroom since the beginning of the PlayStation. And this leads into a question by none other than Jonathan Brown, the creator of our intro. And he asks, do you think that PlayStation has or needs an iconic character similar to how Nintendo has Mario, or Sega has, lesser degree, Sonic? Yeah, lesser because he sucks. Because I think certain people that come to mind when I think of PlayStation, but do you think they need one character? So when you think of the PlayStation, who's the mascot?
Oh, man. See, that's hard to pin down, because when I think of PlayStation, I think of so many characters.
Yeah.
That I have such great attachment to. Kratos, Aloy, Joel, Ellie, Nathan Drake, Elena, Sully, Ratchet and Clank, even this Astrobot to a certain degree. Like, I think of all those characters than just one. And I feel like what he's more hinting at is like this PlayStation need like a kid-friendly, family-friendly mascot.
We got Knack. Calm down.
Oh, that's right, Knack. Like, you might think that's a joke, but no, Knack is like, he's like a folk hero for PlayStation. He's like ascended the mascot name.
Yeah, he is a meme.
Yeah. So
no, I think when it comes to mascot, I think, listen, everybody knows Mario, right? Everybody knows. You think of Nintendo, you think of the red, white Mario, right? And I think Nintendo is lucky to have a mascot, because I don't think Xbox, not even Sega really anymore, even with Sonic, like Capcom, not even Mega Man, like you have. My mic is making weird. There's like a weird thing going in my headset. It's freaking me out. It's like a weird sound. It's freaking me out. Just need you to know that, and the audience too. But I don't think that there is anybody in this race at this point that has like a firm mascot. Like, you could say that Xbox has the Master Chief for sure. I think you could relate to Xbox, but even that anymore, it's not like when Master Chief comes out, like Halo 5 underperformed. So when it comes to mascots, I think Nintendo's lucky because it came out in that special era of the infancy of console gaming to a degree. He grew up with people. Like, not a lot of people grew up with the Master Chief or grew up with Sony mascots or Sony characters. So I think Mario is just in a league of his own. He's the perfect mascot.
Yeah. When
I think PlayStation, I'm actually thinking that they have a unique position because their mascot is whoever they need in the moment. So when they're pushing God of War, hey, let's show Kratos and boy, right? When look at Spider-Man. Spider-Man might as well be their mascot right now because he's in everything. They want you to know Spider-Man is there. When Horizon came out, Aloy, Uncharted, you see Nathan Drake. To me, it's Joel and Ellie, though. Because Last of Us started this. No, we're PlayStation. We can make really freaking great games. Yeah. And so, I don't know. What do you think, Kyle? Because my headset is just really going, it's really liking this conversation.
No, I tend to lean more towards Joel and Ellie myself. It's, like you said, it was that moment where PlayStation was like, we can make like this action type of game, but for mature audiences, and tell a really deep story that will make you feel things, which is kind of not something a lot of games do or weren't doing at the time. So yeah, Joel and Ellie are great. And I think going into Last of Us Part 2, just right now we've only really I've seen Ellie, and I think Ellie is a great mascot in herself.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and I think for when it comes to The Last of Us, they set the bar for what is a Sony exclusive game. Like they are like when you think of Sony now, they're really them and Nathan Drake really to me come first before anybody. Though I would love Aloy personally to be the mascot. I really do think it's definitely Ellie. It's definitely Joel.
You know what I would even say to like an actual PlayStation mascot? Like you just said, Uncharted with Nathan Drake, Last of Us with Joel and Ellie. Maybe it's just the Naughty Dog paw print. Is the PlayStation mascot
yeah,
right? Because that is my favorite developer. That's what most people link PlayStation to.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably a good bet as well.
Yeah.
And Crash, go back to Crash too.
Yeah, and with that, let's talk about really awesome developers and greedy sumbitches. This comes from Variety. Kyle, Variety? All right. The Witcher author wants a taste of that sweet, sweet CD Projekt Red money. And he wants about Tree Fiddy. So, with that, I'm going to butcher a name here. The author of the Witcher books sold the rights, it's kind of convoluted, sold the rights to the Witcher video game series over to CD Projekt Red, and they have it. But he wants a little bit more sweet cash, and Japanese audience, you're in luck because I'm about to butcher a Western name. Let's do it. Sapkowski Wiedsman.
Well, those are the names of the novels.
Oh.
Sapkowski's Wiedsman novels.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. I'm a stupid idiot. All right, novels and short stories are the basis for CD Projekt Red's popular role-playing game franchise. The studio acquired the rights for the series back in the early 20... Kyle, take over this quote.
In the early 2000s, and paid Sapkowski an undisclosed lump sum. It then put out 3 main Witcher titles and a digital collectible card spinoff called Gwent. The games were a big success, selling over 33 million copies globally by the end of 2017. Now, Sapkowski's lawyers argue in a letter to CD Projekt Red that the deal was for the first Witcher game only, and all of the other games, including their expansions and DLC, are unlawful. Sapkowski should get at least 6% of the profits, they said, which amounts to at least 60 million Polish zlots.
Is that
Zlotus? Whatever their currency is.
Zoitus kind of sounds like coitus. I think you got it the first time.
Okay.
But we'll call it zlops.
Okay.
Polish money. Polish dollars. There you go.
60 million Polish money.
Yeah, which is about $6 here in America. I'm kidding. I'm kidding, Snowy Games. Calm down. I love your people, okay? I love them. I just don't understand your names. With that, Kyle, what do you think of this? What do you think about this lawsuit against CD Projekt Red? Is it the author salty because he doesn't have that, JJ Abrams? He doesn't have that Game of Thrones money? What is this? What? Because he's been very salty about the Witcher games as well. Like, he does not like CD Projekt Red in the slightest. It almost sounds like he's been slighted by them. He hates the games. He hates video games entirely. So what are your thoughts?
I mean, I think you hit it there. I think he's a little salty seeing how well they're doing. And they kind of took it. I don't want to say like they took it from him, but they clearly made a deal. And I find it hard to believe that he didn't understand what the deal was.
Yeah.
At some point, so he's seeing it at how well they are doing with the games and how well they're selling, and even that weird Throne Breaker whatever DLC thing is coming out soon.
Yeah,
like people are going to buy it, so of course he wants a taste of that. I would want a taste of it,
and I think, I sincerely, I don't know the man. I've obviously never read the books because I thought they were just called the Witcher books. I don't read. They're for nerds. Don't worry. We'll talk about those dumb Harry Potter books in a second.
Oh, I'm gonna hurt you.
But with that, God, I'm going. I have a coughing fit in a second. Yeah, no. This is a point to make more money because I'm gonna be completely honest to Mr. Zapkowski. I'm gonna call him Sappy.
Zap.
No,
Yeah.
it's sappy, because he's being very sappy right now. Is that I think if it wasn't for these video games, obviously wouldn't know what the Witcher books were. I honestly didn't know what the name of it. I just thought they were The Witcher. Again, I'm a dumb idiot. Yell at me in the comments. I get it. I'm dragging the show down, but I didn't know anything about your series until CD Projekt Red and the stories they told that I know aren't from the book entirely, or they're just like after the book or whatever the case may be. But I wouldn't know your series if it wasn't for them. It wouldn't have a Netflix show if it wasn't for them. Be a little humble instead of being a little fucking salty, which it seems on the outset. You could totally be justified. The way you're going about it, though, by using shady lawyer language, by saying, well, I actually only meant the first book, which is funny because you didn't ask for money after the sequel came out, Witcher 2, or, when when it came to Xbox, but it's only after it hit it big with The Witcher 3, when it reached the mainstream, that you're now interested in making more money off of it. Now you want what's rightfully yours, which is very odd. And I
honestly think what you just said was, I think he probably started this once he heard the Netflix thing.
Yeah.
Because like you said, he hates games. He doesn't like the games and whatever. But when you hear Netflix, that means probably to him, like, that's major money.
Well, he is, and he will be writing for the show.
Oh, he is. All right, yeah. That's good.
With one of the writers from CD Projekt Red. Well, she's not like, probably just contract work or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's strange. Again, when we talk about rights and stuff like that, and especially when it comes to any type of media, it is it's like a ball of wax. Because, like, Spider-Man, for example, right? Sony owns the movie rights, but Marvel owns everything else. For the most part, for the way I understand it. So Sony could go out and make a Venom movie, sure, but Marvel could make comics about Spider-Man and about Venom. They can, I think also Sony owns the merchandise, so it gets really murky. I just feel like this is just him trying to hop on a bandwagon, and it was about that goddamn time where CD Projekt Red realized that this sappy fella was about 3 stories taller from the Paleolithic era. He's like, God damn it, Loch Ness Monster, we work for our money. Okay. Now, Kyle, talking about books I obviously didn't read, nor, and I'm going to be completely honest, care very little about because I'm not a total dork. A Harry Potter game has leaked, apparently, footage from said game. Kyle, you're freaking out. You typed this in. Kyle's freaking out right now. I like how you did it in the third person here.
Yep.
What? First off, it's about time. And let me actually get to quotes here from what is Variety. Sorry. No, I'm sorry.
Eurogamer, I think.
I'm dying. Now, talking about books I haven't obviously read, there is leaked Harry Potter footage of a game that is in development by a mysterious studio. We don't know who's working on it, but what we do know is that you're going to be... Well, here's the quote from Eurogamer. Right here, posted alongside the video was a press release sounding the description of the game, which mentions a 19th century setting starring a 5th-year student who joins Hogwarts as a late arrival. You'll be able to curse and probably kill dark wizards and goblins. Choose from 8 character classes, either act good or evil. While it's not The Witcher 3, it sounds more mature than Harry Potter games we're used to. Fingers initially pointed to Batman Arkham developer Rocksteady behind the game, which would make some sort of sense. Rocksteady is a British studio, which is owned by Harry Potter publisher Warner Brothers Interactive. With that, I'm going to cut off this quote right here from Eurogamer. Give him a click. I don't care about Harry Potter. I don't. I know, Kyle.
Joe.
It never grabbed me as a kid. I am a nerd.
This
but
is
I'm
my
the jock of nerds.
This is my Bloodborne. How dare you?
Yeah, I know.
Like, this is... Come on, man.
Was it the Sorcerer's Stone? I read, like, the first 2 chapters. And then Mom burned it because it was, like, satanic or something. Remember that? They were burning those things? Man, it's stupid.
Very stupid.
It's like, hey guys, you know, we don't want you to read a book about these wizards, but we're gonna talk about this one wizard who turned water into wine. Come on, guys, get a grip. With that, though, I'm not here to lecture you. This game does sound pretty cool, because it's based in the 19th century, which is, if I'm correct, actually the 1800s. So, I'm an idiot. Harry Potter is based in modern day, pretty much.
That's yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I think so. Yeah.
And then the movies right now that nobody likes with Newt Commander.
Those are back in the day. Those are before Harry was even born.
Okay, so those are the 20th century, I assume, right? Because the guy Jude Law's in it.
Sure.
He plays the gay guy. What's his name?
No, what?
Isn't the guy?
Jude Law? Oh yeah, Jude Law plays Dumbledore.
Yeah, Dumbledore is gay, right? Beasts. Which I don't judge. It's cool. That's why I said it. It's rad. All right. So and he's like the superintendent.
Listen, Joe, this is why I'm excited. I'm cutting you off because you can't besmirch the Harry Potter name around me. The reason why this game has got me so hyped, Joe, is because all the other previous Harry Potter games were like based on the movies. Yeah. You didn't have a say on who you played with. You were Harry in every single game. Mm-hmm. And one of the first scenes in this leaked footage, which I think you didn't see.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. It's you get to create your own witch or wizard. And it's, good Lord, that's what I want. And here there's 8 different character classes. Like the moment I saw it, and what I want to do is I want it to be like Persona. I want to go to class and learn, you know, how to make potions, how to go to the Defense Against the Dark Arts and Transfiguration, and learn how to transform into like animals and stuff. Like that's what I want to do in a Harry Potter game. And I'm hoping, I don't know, I think the rumors were Rocksteady. They were quickly put out that it's not Rocksteady.
Why?
From
what was the reason behind it?
I think they were leaning more towards Avalanche Studios, which
they did Disney
Infinity.
Yeah.
Which, you know, good for them. Sure. I personally thought, like, what is WB Montreal working on? Because they did the Batman Arkham Origins. Okay. But I could be wrong. They could be making something, and I don't even know if it was announced or not. But like, oh man, the looking back at E3, remember when WB Games changed its Twitter banner to like this spacey blue, green, and purple, green, like almost look like lightsaber vapors all around.
Yeah.
Like, if that's a hint at the Harry Potter magic stuff, like, oh boy.
Now I do need to mention that the person who leaked this, it goes by the name of
Number One Source.
And I mean, when you have a name like this, it's obvious. Vape this, bro. Vape Nation for life. So I believe him. This is 100% true.
I mean, it also goes in the fact that it's real is because WB started pulling the videos.
Yeah. And also, not to mention, just the description. Like, there are paragraphs of just description and how this thing sounds from just the looks of it is a pitch for a game. Like, I doubt half of the shit is going to actually be in the game when it releases.
Yeah.
But just this sounds like not an elevator pitch, but, you know, the second step of like, okay, here's a more fleshed out idea of what we have for a Harry Potter game. I'll be honest, I am intrigued. I'm not a Harry Potter dork, but I'm a nerd, right? But I chose the right stuff to get into. So I chose Star Wars. That's my thing. You want to talk about midichlorians? Well, guess what? That's stupid. That's from the prequels. I don't recognize that garbage, okay? Last Jedi ruined Star Wars. Kathleen Kennedy needs to get fired. I'm like kidding. But like, I love Star Wars, and that's my thing. Harry Potter, never been my deal. Because I'm just like, school, what is this, Zoe 101? You know what, we'll just call it Magic Zoe 101.
Oh, God.
So, yeah, like, once you say this is in high school, I immediately go into High School Musical. I don't even know which one came first, but what a chicken egg and egg situation, right? No one can really prove what came first, High School Musical or Harry Potter. My question for you, though, is for me, what would get me really excited in this game would actually make me give a flying foot is who develops this game. Because Avalanche Studios, it makes sense because what they dealt with a lot in Disney Infinity was a lot of the combat. And I believe also some of the vehicle play as well. So I get it. Warner Brothers acquired them a few years back. But to me, that doesn't spell, okay, they're immediately working on a Harry Potter game. To me, I actually do think it's Rocksteady. You want to know why I think it is, Kyle?
Why?
It's so out of left field. We don't know anything about Rocksteady's game. We assume it's in the DC universe because we know Batman. But if there is a studio that can completely set up a universe, it's Rocksteady. Yeah. Right? When you think of like an action game like Batman, look at Spider-Man, right? You could say, oh, it's an Arkham clone. It inspired what those action brawlers are going to be. And it set that foundation. And for them to go, okay, you know what? We have this script. We perfected the brawler type of feel. Now we're gonna do something totally different. We're gonna, instead of talking about close range gadget combat, we're doing magic, motherfucker. Right? Like, we're gonna do fireballs. This is gonna now be all range. We're throwing the book out, and we're gonna do something completely different. And that excites me way more than any other studio doing it.
Yeah, if it does turn out to be Rocksteady, it was as hyped as I am on the game already. If they're pulling a fast one on us and trying to, get us off the scent, and if it's Rocksteady, I am there. I'll start lining up at my GameStop now. Yeah, because like the way they did Batman and Arkham Asylum and all the little Easter eggs hidden throughout that game and up until the end was a pretty cool story. I want all the little Easter eggs in Harry Potter. I want to see like all these artifacts from the movies and the games and the lore. Yes, give it to me because Rocksteady knows what they're doing. Yeah.
To me, this excites me. What do you think? Who's the developer you think is behind it? Do you want it to be Rocksteady, or do you think it's WB Canada or it's Avalanche?
I think it's either Avalanche or WB Montreal. Okay. I wouldn't be mad if it's Rocksteady, but I really want another DC comic game from Rocksteady. Whether it's Justice League, whether it's Superman, whether it's a Suicide Squad game, even if it's like a Ninja Turtle game.
What if it's NetherRealm Studio? And there's fatalities. Like, you literally, I'm immediately
for the Harry Potter game?
Yeah. NetherRealm Studios gets Harry Potter, and literally you fire blast. There's a hole in the guy's chest. I'm in.
And go off on a little bit of tangent here. We mentioned Dreamz and Paris Games Week. I wouldn't be surprised if we see this actual video at Paris Games Week.
Do you think that's why they pulled it down?
If it's not there, there's a good chance we see it at the Game Awards. Right. But Harry Potter is British. Paris Games Week is a big Europe video game thing. I could see it showing up if this is real. Okay. Yeah.
All right. Well, you know what, Kyle? I hope for you it is.
Yes.
But with that, we got lightning news. That's
lightning
right.
News.
Lightning news. Wait, PlayStation sale. It's not Flash. Is it Flash?
It's Flash. It's Flash.
We got some Flash news. Insomniac Advanced Spider-Man suit makes an appearance in the new Spider-Man movie. It's not Venom, please. No. It's Enter the Spider-Verse, which if you haven't watched that trailer,
oh boy,
please do yourself a favor. John Mulaney's Spider Pig in it. Enough said. Watch that movie. Nick Cage is Noir Spider-Man. Enough said. Go watch. It's one of the screens.
Gwen is awesome.
Yeah, Gwen Stacy's in it. Spoiler alert. Oh, I don't want to be spoiled. Whatever.
She was in the first trailer.
I know. Get a grip, guys. Venom eats people. It's like, Water is wet. Anyway, one of the screens shows actually the advanced suit on a screen on a monitor.
Yeah.
Kyle, yes or no? Right here. Flash answer. Are we gonna see Yuri reprise his role in this movie as Spider-Man?
Yes.
Is the Sony PlayStation 4 Spider-Man going to make an appearance other than seeing the suit on a monitor?
Yes.
I agree. Let's get on to the next story. Call of Duty Black Ops 4 needs 100 gigabyte minimum of your PlayStation 4 hard drive.
It's a lot.
That's a lot. We talked about it last
Red
week.
Dead, that's a lot.
Yeah, you get that in Red Dead, you are already at, for some people, almost half of your console just gone. Jesus. I'm afraid. I'm afraid of what PlayStation 5 games are going to look like.
Unless they give us like a whatever's past terabyte.
Yeah.
For hard drive.
Give us 50 terabytes. I don't know what you need, but give us something crazy because 1 is not enough, and even 2 is not enough.
Especially if everything's going digital in the future. Yeah. We need more space.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about this before. Give us like 4 or 5, please. Please, for the next console. If it's going to be this big for games, Jesus. And then we got Overwatch. Lego line teaser introduces the first tiny blocky hero. That comes from Polygon. The other 2 came from Push Square. We saw a Lego Tracer on screen. This is something I'm really excited about because I love Overwatch. And with that, now if I was Shu, you are now in charge of Lego. How crazy is this? Because you know Shuhei, yes, he runs all the first party at Sony. Yes, he probably runs the whole organization. Yes, Shuhei is probably the Illuminati. And you know what? I'm 100% fine with that. Now you're Shuhei Yoshida. If you can pick one Sony property to get Lego-fied, what property is it? Why? And what style? Like, is it classic Lego style? Or are you going for the more Bionicle approach? Or you're going to be like Dum Dum Xbox with Mega Blocks? They can't even get it.
Oh, man.
You suck. I digress.
Oh, man. Picking one is hard. Because there's 2 that I want to see. But I'll go Ratchet and Clank.
Ooh, okay.
I think that's a good one.
Or what
classic
set Legos would you want? Like we got Ratchet and Clank as classic Legos because we're not animals. We're not Mega Blocks or Lincoln Logs. Oh my god. But like, is there a set in particular that you would want to see in that? Like, what's Ratchet and Clank doing?
I just think whatever world they choose to put them in, I think lends itself really well to Legos, and all the different types of guns and weapons that they use are so goofy over the top. They are already Legos. Like, even the enemies. Like, I
mean, even like when you hit them, like that, Ratchet and Clank could be very Lego-fied. Yeah. You hit them, like, you know, orbs come out anyway. You can replace that with bits. For me, I'm going to be one serious and one not so serious. Okay. My serious one is Last of Us. I want to see
that was my other one.
Lego. I want to see a clicker Lego fight. No, I would actually like to see. I would like to see Horizon. To me, I don't even want Aloy. I want to craft a Thunderjaw.
I'm with you.
Like, that would be 100%. You know, we get it. Your titles are more mature. Audiences love it. Kids could get into it because they could just be thinking they're making a T-Rex.
Yeah.
But dude, like, I think it just fits so perfectly. And then just all the creatures as well.
Stormbird, the alligators. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And we can make it Bionicle inspired, fine, because you want movable parts. I would allow it.
Mm-hmm.
But get that in there, dude. That would be, oh my god. That would be so awesome. Freaking rad. Then our next Flash. I suck at this tonight. I'm off my game. MPD reveals their PSVR bestsellers in the US so far. This comes from Physical, and with that, the number 1 game is Farpoint. The number 2 game most sold, Worlds VR. Number 3, speaking of Batman Arkham VR. Elder Scrolls Skyrim, a close 4. And then Drive Club VR, numero 5. Awesome. Awesome list. That's just something to get excited about. Actually, question. You haven't played Farpoint yet, right?
I played a little bit of it.
Okay. Are you a fan, yeah or nay?
It's honestly, I'm going to sound like a big baby. It's a little scary.
Oh yeah, because space spiders, right?
The giant spiders coming out of nowhere, and
Mars?
oh,
The climate doesn't call for that.
no, it honestly made my heart race a little too hard, so I have not hopped back in because it scared me a little too much.
I get it. No,
it's cool. Like, that's how immersed I was in the world, though.
Yeah, okay, I get it. Like, I'm not Elon Musk, I'm not getting kicked out of my company or anything, but I just think spiders don't make any sense. With that, though, I don't have a fancy hat, but I will get into character. I've been rehearsing it all. God.
Also, in the Bad Bit Test Facility Discord, which you should totally go join, I saw some people asking if I could do a Western accent to join you. I'm practicing. I'm not anywhere close, but I'm letting you know. I'm working on it.
Okay. So, wait, by the time...
By the time Red Dead comes out, I hopefully will come close to your voice.
My God, I'm excited. Red Dead Redemption 2 trailer shows off gameplay. Why, what kind of sandwich does this make me feel on a Wednesday morning, you might ask? And I'll tell you, after seeing the combat of Red Dead Redemption 2, I feel like a classic Italian sandwich with a nice ham, salami. No hot ham, by God. No hot ham. We're on a journey. We're not on a race. With some smooth cheddar, lettuce. Let's not forget the tomatoes. They're here for the party as well. Get some onions in there just for fun. And on a sesame roll, by God, all locally sourced, not from China, with a nice creme brulee side as a dessert, which is French, you see, for the cream of that goulet feller. So with that, I saw the Red Dead Redemption 2 trailer.
Yeah.
And I am so in.
Yeah.
Cinematically, so the one thing that impressed me the most, the one thing that is to me truly unique about Red Dead, is that the action never stops, which means you could be in a cinematic, and what you saw on screen the entire time was not a cinematic. It was all in game, which means all your actions. You could be in a cinematic in a movie for a moment, and then all of a sudden you're in control. I'm all up for this. The fighting, to me, you have these, Western, man-to-man brawls. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome, dude. So, it reminded me of The Last of Us. It was intense. It was, I know it sounds weird. It was intimate. It was what a fight is. And when it's to the death, it's not fun. It is that your ass is on the line. To me, this got me so pumped for the game. And then, seeing the Deadeye system, seeing how they talked about it being advanced as you progress through the game.
I love how you can see, like, where your opponent weak points are.
Yeah.
Like, it's all highlighed. Yeah, that's...
Dude,
so
like,
cool.
when you just come out of the saloon and you just red eye pop the guy in the face. Whew, like you're the superintendent of the Hogwarts. Like, bam. Bam.
Can I tell you what excited me the most about this trailer?
Go for it.
And I'm with you. Like, the gameplay looked awesome, and how seamless it was. It's very much God of War, where you can't really tell cinematic between what you're playing.
Yeah.
The fact that you can play the entire game in first person and how good it looks in first person, I think I might spend a lot of my time in that first person mode. Yeah,
I even forgot to mention that, because to me, Red Dead Redemption is not first person whatever.
Very true. Yeah.
To me, that's not even something that I don't think I'm ever going to be in first person. Just the way I play. But knowing that that's available, also knowing that, GTA 5 had first person mode, no one ever used it. No. I don't know too many. Let me know in the comments if you used it or not. But to me, I don't know too many people who messed around with it. But for me, it was just something that I never partook in. So with that, knowing that they've come back from GTA 5, seeing what worked and what didn't work with the game in first person mode gets me excited as well. Now I'm really intrigued of how online's going to work. That's the thing that I'm still interested in seeing how that's going to be expanded and seeing how it's a beta. It's a beta, which means they're going to be changing things in this online experience over time. Also excites me, because I think that was the mistake with GTA 5 when they launched it, and then they had to delay it for a month, and then it was rocky for the first few months, right? We didn't have heists like we were promised. It was a rocky experience. Now, knowing that, hey, this is a beta, things are going to change. It might not be the most perfect thing at launch, but now we're expecting that. And I think this sets the expectations for what this game's going to be. And with that, man, I'm all in. I am all in for this game. I feel so bad for Sony, because every time they put out a game like God of War, and kind of like, it makes me mad, because I'm like, I love God of War so much, but I know this game's going to take Game of the Year. I mean, if it plays anything like it's looking right now, this is going to change the way. This is truly, this game, I'm not kidding, and I'm not trying to stretch the truth. If it's anything like they've shown, this is actually pushing the envelope. This is actually pushing open world games forward. Because
absolutely,
I feel like, this is not just because I'm a Sony pony, but seeing Nintendo get all the praise for Legend of Zelda, I have no idea what that game did differently. I have no idea what it caught up to.
But Joe, you can climb things.
Well, fuck that. I don't care. I really don't care. Like, I get it. You could climb anything. That's the gimmick. I get it. The world's expansive. I get it. It's a beautiful world. I'm not trying to... But when people are saying, like, this is the second coming of Christ, like, this is pushing the open world game so much further than any open world game ever has, I'm like, I get it. Like, you could climb a mountain. I did that in Skyrim, though. And yes, it was a janky-ish experience, but I already did it.
I also did it in Horizon by jumping up in that mountain.
Like, there was better worlds than that game. I don't see where this game... Like, I don't see any game taking what Legend of Zelda did. Ever. Not because they can't do it, but because they're doing this with Red Dead. This is what pushes the open world genre farther. You know, it's games like Cyberpunk 2077. It is that, like, okay, we have this open world, now let's make it dynamic. Let's make it feel lived in. And that's what Red Dead Redemption does. So, I'm excited. I definitely am. I'm so on board for this. With that, Kyle, I'm pumped. I'm excited. Again, you can have a chance to win Red Dead Redemption 2, but just do it a simple thing, okay? A, follow us on Twitter. B, rate us 5 stars on iTunes, and then show us on Twitter that you did so that we know that we're aware. Follow us on SoundCloud. It's as simple as that. Or, if you're on YouTube and you want to find a way to get entered, make sure you like, share, subscribe the video, and then comment on what you thought of this trailer. How hyped are you for it? What is your most exciting feature that you want to see added into the game? Let me know in the comment section down below, and you're entered to win. The more chances you comment on the YouTube videos, the more chances you have to win the game at launch. So with that, it's a digital code, by the way, because I want you to have the game ASAP. So just
make sure you have that 105 gigs free.
Yeah, that's all I ask of you, is to have that free. So Kyle, our last story. I saved the best for last.
This stinks.
PSX is canceled. Shu, what did we do? Why?
Did we not praise you enough, Shu?
You know, it is really our fault at the end of the day, man. Like, we just had to praise them. Like what? Like once in the morning, once in the afternoon, right before you go to bed, in your dreams. Like, that's all we had to do.
When you started saying that, I got the Bagel Bites song stuck in my head. Praise him in the morning, praise him in the evening, praise him at supper time. When you praise Shu throughout the day, you get PSX every year. I don't know.
Yeah, and now we didn't because you didn't do it. So shame on you, viewer. This is a response by Sean Layden for 2018, and it comes from Push Square. For 2018, I know this is going to be a disappointment for some people. Actually, let me do it in my Obama voice.
Okay.
For 2018, I know this is going to be a disappointment for some people. But we here will hold... but we will hold a PlayStation experience this year, he continued. The reasons behind that, we have a lot of progress that we're making on our games. Now that we have Spider-Man out the door, we're looking at 2019. We have Dreamz and Days Gone. But we wouldn't have enough to bring people together in some location in North America to have that event. We don't want to set our expectations too high or not deliver on them. Thank you, Barack. Thank you. I miss you, Barry. Come back. Come back. What do we do? I can't look at Toad the same way. I found out what boofing meant last week. Come back. Come back. So what do you think of this news? First glance, you're disappointed, obviously.
Oh,
right?
100% I'm disappointed. I had such a great time last year.
Yeah.
And getting to not just only experience like the bigger titles like Detroit and Shadow of the Colossus and you know, seeing like the God of War and Days Gone exhibits where you can take pictures and it was really cool. But getting to like play some of the smaller titles was like I played Moss there last year before it was released, and that's what made me love it. Like seeing people go all in on Gang Beast and a game called At Sundown, which is a great local 4-player co-op game. I played that game. I went up to that booth like 8 times in those 2 days. Like that's what I loved most about it is seeing all these smaller titles and getting pumped for them.
Yeah.
So not having it this year, I understand what he's saying, that they felt like they didn't have enough to get us hyped up and to deliver on our already high expectations with just Dreamz and Days Gone, which, like, if you would just have Days Gone playable, I think would be pretty special for people to get their hands on him.
Do you think this is out of a response of last year?
I think so.
Show anything like that was?
I think part of it was they did so many press conferences last year at the end of the year. There's E3, Paris Games Week. Yeah. There was another one thrown in there, I think. Tokyo Game Show.
Yep.
They announced some things. And then when it came to PSX, there was just like, we can't really talk about much more because they're not ready. And what they did, I thought was super cool. I love deep dives into development and hearing stories of the and having the heads of the developers come out and talk a little bit. I love that. Yeah. But like, people are expecting a major like E3 style press conference, and I think for them to take a year off so we can maybe get that next year, I'm all for that.
Yeah. I'm the same way.
Plus it helps with my wallet. Like
that too. So it helps me.
I'm happy to save up the money.
But for me, yeah, I'm a little disappointed because I really was looking forward to meeting people at PSX for praising Shu in front of him. And but again, he has that restraining order. It's weird. I get it. It's not you. It's them. So I'm kidding. He doesn't really have a restraining order on me. I hide real well. So, you know, I blend into the environment. I kid about that too. Okay, Shu, if you're listening, please stop. Don't sick the dogs on me, Shu. Okay, that hurt last time. I'm not helping my case. With that, PSX next year has to be a thing. Because a lot of people are pointing out, oh, well, you know, they said we have name changes, and obviously they didn't hold off an event just because they didn't get name changes. At the end of the day, I think name changes are a small thing in the grand scheme of things as well. Choose your name better. I'm sorry you chose Awesome Schlong. You know, names have consequences, right? I
mean, that would be a great moment, a room full of PlayStation gamers, and they announce it there. Yeah. Like, no doubt, that'd be a great press conference moment. But like you said, it's not if you're going to a press conference to hear the news of a name change, then you need to set your expectations, I think, on a different course.
Well, and for me, too, I want to go to PSX because I want to meet people.
Yeah.
I want to have those experiences. Like, it's to me about meeting the community, that thing that we all love together. That's why you're listening right now. It's about PlayStation. It's about friends. You know, that's what this whole thing is about at the end of the day. You know, it's more than a console, it's family. With that, though, do you think next PSX is the perfect time to announce a PlayStation 5?
I don't think they will ever announce a hardware at PSX.
Yeah.
I think it will get its own dedicated like February event like PS4. Or
How awesome would it be though? Because like, Last of Us, right? Like I didn't expect that
part 2.
Yeah, I didn't expect that game to drop during PSX.
That's very true.
So I think like you're in a room with people who love your thing. You're in the perfect crowd.
Yeah.
And I think like I think everybody would lose their shit.
Oh, for sure.
To me, that's why I think it's a thing. I don't know. But I'm sorry, I cut you off. What were you gonna say?
No, I was just gonna say like I don't think it needs to be repeated. It's just like I feel like the hardware stuff is bigger than PSX. I think it's more important to like E3 and outside of that, like as gamers, if they announce a PS5, we're already all in.
Yeah.
Like as PlayStation fans. So I don't know if PS5 or a PSX announcement of a new system is the right audience to be targeted for. But I'm with you. If they announce a PS5 at PSX when we're there next year, if they have it, because we're definitely going next year.
Oh, absolutely.
I will lose my shit because that's hype levels. Yeah. Like when I go to wrestling events or concerts, like to me they're like historical moments. Like going to a brand new blockbuster movie opening night. Like I was there, one of the first people to see that movie. I was there for like, for example, Undertaker's last win before he lost the streak at WrestleMania. Like those are historical things. So to be in the crowd when they announced PlayStation 5 for the first time is like historical. And I would love to be there for that.
Okay. Yeah, now what I think about it again, because my sick dumb brain, you also want as many press people as you can in that pool, in that audience, so that they can jot down their little netbooks what's going on. I get it. Yeah, that's true. So with that, Brandon Myers writes in, with talks of the next console generation, do you think that they will do more with controllers? It feels like controllers hold back on what they can do because there's a limited number of inputs. Do you think they're going to do something crazy with the controller? Or is this perfect the way it is?
It's definitely not. I wouldn't say it's perfect. It's pretty damn good in my eyes. A lot of people like to shit on the DualShock.
Which, because they're idiots. They don't know any better.
I kind of like it. I think maybe they'll scale back on the touchpad in the middle.
Yeah.
I do actually kind of like hitting that for map purposes and open world stuff. But it's totally not needed. I think the light bar is totally not needed. Or at least make it smaller.
Or make it so I can turn it off.
Yeah. I do think that controllers are a big part of it. Because do you remember when they were... before PlayStation 4 was like actually a thing, and you saw like that boomerang?
Yes.
Or was that PS3 before whatever it was?
PS3, yeah.
Like that weird, really janky looking controller that nobody would like.
It looked like, see, here's the thing. I liked it because it reminded me of, there was a Logitech controller that looked similar back on the PlayStation 2 as wireless. I loved that controller. It was super ergonomic. It was awesome. I loved it. So I didn't mind it, but I get it,
No, controllers are super important when you're unveiling a new hardware. And I'm interested.
With, yeah. With that,
before we move on, Joe, really quick.
Sure.
You have the Scuff controller. Really quickly, have you played with it yet?
Don't buy it.
Okay.
That's all I will say. It was I want to trash on it completely. I think maybe it was a Gen 1 product, but I did return it.
Okay.
The sticks weren't centering correctly. Even just turning on the PlayStation 4, you can't simply turn the PlayStation 4 console on with it.
Oh.
Very weird. It was a very weird experience. And I wasn't going to make a 10-minute video just shitting on it, so I just went, it's time to scrap it. It was not my cup of tea, but what I would like to see is PlayStation take the paddles on the back and make something of it, man. Like, I need those paddles. Those paddles are freaking rad. And make it so that it's modular. You could take them off. That's fine. Just I need paddles on the back. They're super important to me. Also, instead of a D-pad, I like that disc thing that you see with the Elite controller and with the Scruff controllers you see, where instead of a D-pad, you have, this circle, so it makes diagonal movements feel a lot better. And you have more grip on it. So that's what I would do with the controllers. Gotcha. I don't feel like you need to, reinvent the wheel, but with that, we're in October, and Robbie Bobby Miller writes in. Oh, thank God. I miss him so much. And I feel like because it's Halloween, it's October, we got a new intro that's all spooky and haunted. I have to ask in this voice.
Oh,
the only question is, what is your favorite Halloween-themed in-game event? A Shoo-ween. What are the odds? What about any in-game holiday event? Anyone, doesn't have to even be Halloween, Kyle. Break a leg. Or several.
Oh, God.
Yes. Break a leg.
It's hard for me to think of in-game events with that creepy voice in my ear.
I'm 100% honest. I can't think of any in-game events that really spoke to me. I know people Overwatch love the Halloween skins and stuff. That's awesome. I know Destiny had that winter theme thing.
I hate it.
But I honestly can't think of any. There's been cool running around Nightmare Before Christmas and Kingdom Hearts was cool. But
so
nothing event wise that I can think of.
For me, Overwatch on console, that great Halloween event. I love the waves of enemies and all that, and they're telling a spooky story at the same time. Very horrific. But to me, I think the game that does holiday events the best is where I come in, and I'm a huge fanboy of it. It's World of Warcraft. They know how to make an in-game holiday event, man. They give you special cosmetics. They give you fun pumpkins to throw at people's head, and then they become okay. Here's the holiday event for World of Warcraft. When it came to Halloween, you did a couple of things. First, you put masks on. So if you're the Alliance, you could put on an orc mask or an undead mask. If you're if you're an orc on the Horde, you could put a human mask on. It's just really stupid stuff. You go on to each city or town, you collect candy, and they give you in-game items in return. If you collect and you go into all the spots, they then had this timed event where it's every 30 minutes, the Headless Horseman would come and he would start burning down the town, and you had to get your water, your buckets of water, and start extinguishing the flames. And then on top of that, they had a little mini dungeon that you would enter, and you'd fight the Headless Horseman, and you'd get his stuff. And I thought
that's
that
pretty
was
cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. Another one, World of Warcraft, is the holiday event where in the week of Christmas and Hanukkah, you get presents, and every day you return, you get more stuff. And I thought that was really cool. You get to throw snowballs at each other as well.
Oh, nice!
You get a little snowman pet. It was awesome, dude.
Now that I'm thinking about it, has Fortnite announced anything for Halloween? Or do you think they'll do something special?
They have announced something. It's been data mined. I wanted to make sure it's official before we put it out there.
Before you say anything?
They did do something last year, something very small because the game was so,
Yeah. That'd be actually kind of cool, looking past Halloween, on Christmas, you hop on Fortnite and it's snowing.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool.
I mean, that's just Fortnite just changes every freaking week, it seems. So, with that, guys, that's been the Trophy Room. Thank you all for your questions. Kyle, before we leave, is there anything you want to pimp out?
Sure, you can follow me on Twitter at WhoDatNinja73. My show all about the kind of funny community is called Best Friends Talk Funny, BFS Talk Funny on Twitter. Slowly getting back to that, trying to get my mind right in the headspace of creating content again for that, because I miss it. So that should be rolling out again in the next couple weeks. And, just selfishly, if you're in the New York area this weekend, come see us on Saturday at New York Comic Con doing some stuff. Maybe not at the con itself, but after the con, we're going to be seeing Venom and going hang out at a bar and just relaxing. So
seriously, we'll be with friends. Fiona's going to be there. So come join us. Yeah. Follow Who Dat Ninja, follow Mr. Badbit. I'll be there. There'll be links and all that jazz to where you can meet us up and watch fucking Venom.
Oh, I'm so excited. I told you before we recorded, I hope it's a Rocky Horror Picture Show. We're all involved in the movie and we're just yelling and laughing and having a good time.
I hope it's that. I really do, for the love of God. This is going to be... I don't drink, but I feel like I'm going to need it.
Yeah.
So, with that, guys, that's been the Trophy Room. Follow me, Mr. Badbit, Badbit Games on YouTube. If you're not already watching on YouTube, get to it, dude. Our Red Dead Redemption giveaway. Again, I said it before, I'll say it again. Like, share, subscribe to Badbit Games. Answer that question, what are you most excited to see in Red Dead Redemption, in the comment section to get involved, to get your name in the contest. You can follow us on Twitter. You can follow us on SoundCloud. You can give us a 5-star review on iTunes. All those things get your chances upped to win Red Dead Redemption. By God. Because the last thing you want to be is a tuna fish sandwich on a Sunday, hot Sunday afternoon. Because let me tell you something, you leave the tuna outside, you leave a tuna melt on outside, it's gonna wither away, my friend. It's gonna wither, it's gonna stink, it's gonna fall in your mouth like a dusty moth, if I do declare. By God. And it was about that goddamn time I realized that these two hosts were 3 feet tall from the Paleolithic era. And I was like, God damn it, Loch Ness Monster, we work for our money. Keep hunting and keep playing PlayStation.